Hi, I'm Rita.
And I'm Susancy.
Yes, welcome to the Reali-Tea podcast,
Yeah.
episode 96. 100 is here. I know we keep saying this every episode, but at this point, it's coming. That's all you need to know is that it's actually coming. It's actually coming.
And thank you to the people that are listening on the YouTubes, the new subscribers.
Yes,
Right
followers,
now,
people
we
that
have
are.
like,
Yes, okay. Come through, guys.
yeah,
Keep
for it.
supporting, keep listening. We're the only ones reviewing these shows and doing what we do, and we've been doing it for a couple of a couple of episodes now. Not even a bunch of episodes now. So we know what we're doing
Basically,
at this
yeah,
point. Yeah, we've been doing this for over a year, so we know what
yeah.
we're
It's
talking
it's
about.
gonna be our paper anniversary very soon.
Yes, you see. But today we're talking about the Real House of Durban. It was a season finale. It would have been nice to know that it was a finale, but we did not know that up until it didn't
See,
act like it was. It also didn't act like it was a finale. Like they didn't even give us those little things where they give us like they like somebody's talking and they stop and it's like, oh, what's the rest of it?
yes, and like,
They
oh,
didn't
this
do
was
that.
happening with their life. They didn't
It
do
was bad.
that. Also, I mean, like, I feel like they could have given us at least another week or two of shooting after this because we need
Same.
to. They need to debrief a spicy episode. You can't just end it on like such a
Bro,
spicy note.
how do you end it off on such a cliffhanger? Like, what are you supposed to do now? Now you just
You know
wait
what
till
I'm
next year.
saying?
Do you know how far next year is? We just started the year.
But
Next year is
I do feel like maybe they'll talk about it in the reunion. But I think the
yeah.
reunion is only going to happen. Last time the reunion happened a week after. Yeah, a week after like the episode ended. So let's hope they'll keep it to that. They'll keep to that schedule.
Whatever energy they had at the season finale at that fight, they must have that same energy at the reunion. That's what we must start off with. Let's start off
That's what
there
we need.
because we need to debrief that. But what are you sipping on? Anything interesting? It's early in the morning, but
Early in the morning,
tea,
my voice is still
water.
a bit scratchy, but I'm just having some coffee, some caffeine, you know.
Love it, love it. I'm just having some
Mhm.
water early in the morning. I went to the park with my dog and some dog bitter. So hacked. I was being so nice with the owners. I was like, no, it's okay. Dogs are dogs. But I was like, why that dog bite my dog?
I know
Why?
you were nice to the owner, but now here we in front of the people, you're like, no,
You know what? I felt bad. Like, Shame,
you
your
know
dogs
what,
can
see your
embarrass
dog
you. Your dogs,
actually.
but like dogs can embarrass you though. So I get it. Like if my dog, but like you feel bad because they kept saying, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." I was like, I was just like, it's okay. Like dogs are dogs. Like Cusco was chilled. Like she didn't like scream or anything when the dog was biting because you could see the dog was like put his mouth like on Cusco's shame, and she kept trying to run away, but it
Was it
was
a small
awful.
dog?
No, it was a dog her size shame.
Yo, even
Shame. I
worse.
felt, but she was so strong.
Cusco's
Also,
such
I'm
a
like,
gentle dog, such
she,
a gentle dog actually.
right? She was so chilled about it, and
Mm,
they kept saying sorry. I felt bad, like, cause I'm like, ish, dogs will embarrass you, and then they do things out of character, and you like, as an owner, you don't know what to do or like what to say. Like,
you
shit happens
know,
with dogs. And, like, I felt bad for them. I was like, ish, now you embarrassed because now when I see you in the park again, now my dog must avoid your dog. Like,
now we're not looking at each other.
exactly. Yeah. Now when we see each other, we have to avoid each other in the big ass park. You go left, I must go right. Anyway,
What are
guys,
you sipping on, man?
just water. Ugh, early in the morning, just water. I had coffee earlier, but I'm just gonna have water
Mm,
now. I'm trying to cut down on my caffeine. I drink a lot of coffee.
really, and also
But
apparently caffeine like anxiety. So
yes, and someone that
yeah.
struggles with that bitch, I need to definitely cut down. But I hope you guys are sipping on something great and nice. End of festive weekend. But let's get into the Real House of Durban season 2, episode 12, the finale.
Oh.
We left off last episode with with Jojo feeling very betrayed by Annie because obviously Annie relayed the information and she did say, I cannot
Mhm.
pinky promise that I won't say anything. So, hey, she did not pinky promise, therefore she was allowed to spill the tea. And she told the
Mm.
person, and kudos to the villain for actually doing her villain job by stirring shit up. Like she did what she was supposed to
True.
do.
True.
Like,
Actually, I haven't asked you how do you feel about Annie because we haven't spoken about this.
listen, listen, in the thing is, she's annoying me, so I know she's doing my job. She pisses me off. She's so annoying. She's a really good villain. Like, I want it to come back, but I don't want it to come back. Like, if I like,
Mm,
it's giving, it's like she's doing her job, guys. Like, we can all be
yeah.
annoyed by her or whatever, but like, without her being here this season, we wouldn't have found out about Petal. Like, give her villain like kudos because she's doing what she's meant to do as a person as a housewife. Stir shit up and ask the right questions. She's the only one that's probing about Petal. Only person.
Mm,
And
mm,
if she didn't
mm.
probe, what was gonna happen? We were all gonna pretend that this man was real. Meanwhile, we don't even know. Like, so
Honestly,
I
if
think
Annie didn't do a lot of the things that like she didn't do
yes,
this season, it would be a boring season. Let's be
very.
honest.
She
Yeah.
was annoying. She was in people's faces. She didn't like a lot of the girls. She was very vocal about that she didn't like certain people or that she doesn't
But
trust this
she
person.
she gave what she was supposed to give.
That's the whole point. So I think for me, the fact that she annoys me, like in real life, I wouldn't deal with this bullshit, right? Obviously, this is a show, but I'm like the fact that she's
Mhm.
annoying me. I know she's doing what she's meant to be doing. She's doing
Mm, I
her.
love
She's
that. I
annoying
love
the hell
that.
out of me. She's so
Yeah.
annoying, but here we are. How do you? Well, you like her. You wrote on
I
when
love
we did.
her.
You love her.
I love her. Give us more Annie. Give us more Annie. I actually like Annie is probably one of my favorite housewives. This season, I would say Annie and Surisha, like two of my favorite housewives that I didn't think I was gonna like, but I'm actually like really starting to enjoy.
Definitely, I'm gonna have to say Annie. I agree with you, Annie. And I think Londi, honestly, I think as a newbie, I think she came in strong. I'm here for Londi.
Mm,
I'm definitely bring
really
her back.
true,
So,
true, true, true,
Jojo
true.
walks off. And the first thing, we just said this offline, the first thing Annie says is, ew, the smoking section, Jojo. Not your friend crying and you're just worried about the set and you're like, why are we in the smoking section?
Why are we in the smoking section of the class?
Yeah, she was honest, but you could tell. I think Annie was just like annoyed by the fact that Jojo's crying on some why are you crying? Like, why are
Yeah,
you
no,
crying of all
no,
people?
she did not care for those white tears, and I was living. I was living because honestly, the thing about those tears is that like they don't come out.
They don't.
Like,
Peak
why
white
this thing of
women.
like tears? But then when you look at their face, like there's nothing is streaming. The makeup isn't messed up. Just like, so what's good, sis?
It's just the eyes are just doing movements and it's just
And the voice
noises.
is
That's
just shaky.
exactly. Because even George was like, she didn't want to look like a bad person. And I was like, that's peak white woman. You didn't want to be the villain in the situation. Even though you're the one that literally went to go surge.
Ooh.
You went to go surge. You find
For
out
me, I
about this shit
understand
and
when
then you
people
went.
say that like I don't, because like guess what? Life, yin and yang. You cannot be the good person all the time.
But also, she should have thought about that kind of stuff before she told somebody on camera. What did
So
you
she
think was
said
going to
this on
happen?
camera and yeah, and on camera because okay, let's pretend as like Annie didn't go and confront like Komko about this. It was not gonna
Yeah,
like Komko was not gonna approach her at the reunion anyway. She's still gonna look like the bad person regardless.
facts. And really, it didn't. The optics here look really bad. Annie at least is owning it. For JoJo, it just looks like,
It looks even
listen,
worse because now it's shady because now
even
you're
worse.
gossiping behind someone's yeah facts.
Exactly.
This is why
So
that's why I
fine.
asked you last week if you've gossiped about me. Why don't you tell me to my face, Rita?
I did. I have gossip about everybody. Myself, Jesus, my family, you, my friends, all of
Not
y'all.
Jesus.
Everybody can catch these hands. Me, I talk too much, so I'm not even gonna. Me, I'm not even gonna like think about it and say, have I? I probably have. So let me just run with it. I probably have. Listen. Then yeah, it's the next day. It's time for Valley of the Waves. Do you want? Have you been to the Valley of the Waves? Have you been? Have I
I
actually been? I don't
have.
think so. I
I
think I've
have, but
like
I
seen
was
it.
I was pretty young.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Would you
yeah.
go as an adult?
I would. I would. It would be like nice friends, now we've got our own money, like, sipping on some booze. I don't know what Annie was talking about when she said that they're drinking mocktails because and booze do not go well together. Just say you can't swim. I
Wow,
didn't
the
understand that
alcohol in
part.
the water. Yeah, water
He's like,
sports.
alcohol and water don't go well together. It's like, no mammoth and no way to stand or no to wade in the water. That's all. Just don't do too
True.
much.
But let's talk about Makumalo's green ensemble. She
What was
said
she
something
wearing?
like, "Are you in Dubai?" And he was like, "Are we in Dubai?" I died. I
She
was like, "Not
honestly
Dubai."
said, "How very confused." I was very confused about it.
Said that she loves covering up her body. She doesn't want to show her body to the whole world. A lot of people on Twitter were just saying that, that's Mseleku's influence. That's what people were saying.
Thank you.
We
This is actually what I wrote in my notes. I said she's only covering skin because of Melusi.
Mseleku is
Hmm.
just it's just I guess it's
Never,
his
never forget
influence.
that
And there
episode
we
where
go.
she wore leggings that just had like just small panels of sheer, just small panels, and he said that you're embarrassing me. Never forget.
There we go. So this is
Mm.
why she's wearing a full ensemble. Even though the look is everything, I was living for it. Like the look is great. She looked
It's
great, but I
great.
guess
No, it's
everyone
really
else was
great, but
like,
it's not saying beach.
yeah, everyone else is just like, but now we're here at Valley of the Waves. What must happen? Like, are you gonna swim or not? So there's a little interesting
Also,
trip
don't you
that
think it's
happened. Yeah.
don't you think it's ironic that like they went to Valley of the Waves? They're from Durban, but they went to a whole place in like Rustenburg for waves. Why couldn't they go to Mshlanga?
It's true. How come we've never, like, in 2 seasons, we've never seen them go to the beach in Durban, like, to actually, like, hang out at the
But they went
beach?
to a whole artificial beach.
Listen, rather the artificial. Maybe they were like, at least it's not real waves. They just didn't want to. Hey,
It's
these are tame.
controlled,
It's tame.
yeah. The
It's
lifeguards
controlled.
can
It's
save us if
man-made.
it gets lit.
The ladies now get into a little bit of a conversation around Londi's trip, and I guess Annie's been doing the most. Gift baskets, greeting the
Mm,
women when they've arrived, giving them
mm.
invitations to Valley of the Wave. So, like, was Londi's trip giving in any kind of way? Because let's be forget, the second lodge was an hour away. An hour away.
Yeah, yeah.
I
True,
mean,
true.
I
I
know
mean,
to a
I also
person,
get where like I get both sides because Suresh was also saying that like, look, guys, at the end of the day, like we still got a trip, you know. You still got to see the lions, tigers, and bears like while sitting in a car. Yes, it was an hour away, but these were things that were like outside of Londi's control. But at the same time, these are housewives. They need to be messy for the cameras. So call Londi out. Call her out. Let's get her upset.
facts. No, because I mean, really, let's talk about it. I mean, at the end of the day, there's only two trips. Naturally, you're going to compare the two, and unfortunately, one of them came
Mm.
out on top.
It's a learning lesson for Londi for next time.
Exactly. Oh, but next season, who hosted a trip in season one? Do you remember? Did Sarisha host one? No,
Hmm.
no, I
I
don't
can't
think so.
even
Hey,
remember. Yeah, can't even remember to be honest. It felt so long ago.
anyway, it's fine. Lassie arrived
I was a different
finally.
person then.
Say that again.
I was a different person then.
Oh, who was a different person?
Me, so I can't remember.
Wow, you can't remember. Okay, wow. Okay, drama. So Lassie arrives. Even Sarisha in her ITM is like, we love this new Lassie because I guess the costume that she's wearing looks great. She looks, she's showing us her curves. Like she looks amazing. I love the costume that she has on. So I guess new Lassie, that's maybe what Petal
Hmm.
has done. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
It was a great, yeah, it was a great swimming costume. I also loved it.
But the ladies go on the slides. And I don't know how I feel about those slide things. I really don't know how I feel about them. I don't think I'd ever do one, to be honest.
But but you never even tried one. Maybe try it because like they're not
No,
bad.
but I don't even think I want to try.
So oh, wait, have you been to Ushaga?
No. Have I? No, no, no. I
Wow,
had, yeah, I have been, but I didn't do water. Like, I don't think I'm into water. Hey, actually, not that I'm thinking about it, I'm into Ushaga Marine, but I just didn't like, I didn't do water things.
that is crazy. No, I love those light things. I love all of that
Really?
entire all of that. Like especially when I'm going to a water park. Like if the slides take me on it. I'm not a fan of swimming in the pool. Like I'll swim for like 15, 20 minutes and I'm like, I'm out. But like water slides, I love that thing. Because I even told
Today.
myself next time I'm going to Sun City, I'm gonna go down the long, that long one. I want to go down that kind of slide. Hmm.
Wow, it just looks scary. It just looks scary.
I'm I'm a junkie actually. So when you go to Gold Reef, do you go on the
Yeah,
roller coasters?
yeah, no, girls, that I
Okay.
can do. That I can do.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that one I can do. But
All
then
right,
they
Snatch.
do the lazy Susan ride or whatever you want to call it, and I'm like not Tobila in her full bodysuit outfit thing, even with the headpiece, like she's there, like. But then the wig fell off, so I was like, well, this is awkward.
She threw
Like
the wig.
that's what finished me.
I
She
was
threw
like,
it. But
who's going? You are you going to fetch it? Someone can steal your wig, eh?
that's true. But also not this ride, this lazy Susan ride or whatever. Not like it's splashing water directly on your face. Oh no 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 no.
Yeah, that's how it starts off getting wigs. Just so you know.
Yes. So we're done with all the rides. Ladies are having fun. Now it's time to chat.
Oh no!
And the
Oh,
first
sorry,
topic,
sorry. The best
yeah,
part, the best part for me was when Babusi's eyelashes started falling off, and Jojo was like, "Honey, you need to get individuals, not stick-ons." I was like, "Oh damn, this
I
beef."
want to say, no, no, yeah, this beef is deep. But also, I want to say, not a lot of people like individuals because when you have to remove them, sometimes you lose your own eyelashes. So, Jojo, not everybody's into that. Not everybody wants to lose
Ah,
their own eyelashes. So, please, you mustn't come bore us. That's why some people do the strips because you don't have to lose your own
damn,
eyelashes.
man. Ooh, that sounds
Because you still have to remove them.
painful.
It's not like they stay on forever. So now when they're removing
Yeah, because actually,
the
I was thinking
individual.
about that. I was like, how do you remove individuals?
Because
Actually,
yeah, because there might be now casualties in the war to get the individuals out. Now you're losing your own. Ah, come on, girl, don't bore us. She doesn't come bore us. She's busy coming for my boozy. She's making me sick. This episode, she made me sick. But
yeah,
it's
it was a
time to
lot.
chat. And the first, I guess the first conversation is Petal, and Annie just wants to understand. And I think I don't
Yeah,
know what kind
for
of what
it.
they wanted. I don't know how they wanted Lassie to react. I would have probably done the same thing. I would have shut down too. Like she's just like he's my friend. Finish and clear. Full stop.
They
End of
wanted us to
story.
tell
He's
the
my friend.
truth. To tell the
Guys,
truth
what is
because like Londi said about Petal, and then you're calling his parents your in-laws. Now you're saying your
that's
friends. Which
true.
one is it, man? Which one
No,
is
true.
it?
And this is I guess this is where maybe as viewers we were not confused, but like that's when I was like, okay, clearly there are lots of things going on behind the scenes because I don't remember these conversations, or maybe they just didn't happen on camera,
Mm,
or this didn't end up on the show. But I guess she has been talking about this person a lot. And one day, like Londi said, you're talking to the in-laws. The next thing is your friend. So what is it? Like now
mm.
you brought him into our lives. What is the story? What is the story? What
Yeah,
is it?
never forget those flowers arrived at Jojo's house, hey? Not at
That's true.
Latkonko's house.
True. So then, yeah, she fucked him into the group. She added him
Mm,
to the group.
That's
So
what it was just my Boosie fixing her lashes in the middle of that confrontation for me. You just see,
I'm finished. Shout out to my
oh
Boosie.
gosh.
Shout out to our queen. Shout out to our queen. But I guess for Annie, I think now slowly but surely, like I'm not here for this whole ganging up thing or whatever. But anyway, it's TV, so it's good TV. But I guess now I maybe
Mm,
understand Annie a little bit better, where she's just like she has a problem hanging out with someone that she doesn't know much about. And I guess for all the ladies, like let's open up because we're on the show together. We all getting
mm,
to get to know each other. Like I think for searches, like I want to get to know like how I've gotten to know everybody else on the same level, on the same level as like I want to know Lassie on that same level as everybody else. Like I wanted to open up more. Let's know.
mhm,
And I guess Lassie is maybe choosing on what she wants to show,
mhm.
what she wants to tell the ladies. But I guess now if you're telling two different stories, now people are gonna call you out, unfortunately. Like you're gonna tell us he's your friend one day, then you've met his in-laws, now you're driving his car. Like what is it?
Exactly, exactly. And I mean,
What
even the
is
fact
it?
of like when they were like, I mean, you'll have events, but like we've never ever met any of your family members,
That's
Lassie. So like, what is
true.
this? Like, what's popping? And if you contrast her being so vulnerable to, I mean, her with Nonku, Nonku being so vulnerable
Mm,
and being so honest, like it's just like, okay, so like, what kind of friend are you then? Are you a friend?
mm.
Are you the kind of friend that we see at Groove and we just say, hey girl, hey, like what is it?
And look, I think Lassie's willing to be that person. She's really
Mm,
willing to be that
mm,
friend that you just see it through. She really is.
yeah.
And then another conversation comes up. Nonku brings up her chat with Sarisha and having a lot on her plate. And she's just like, I've
Mm,
struggled with being a single parent, being a single mom. And she's like, yes, I have, I think I was in denial, but I have been using drinking as a way to escape. And I do take anxiety pills. And she's like, I just have a lot of expectations to like deal with. And I was like,
love
thank
this
you,
moment.
Yoku, for being so honest and like
Yeah,
maybe I mean it takes a big person because if we're being honest, the ladies didn't approach it in the best way possible, but somehow she was still able to take the lesson out of it and just say, Ish, maybe there is something that they're saying here that I need to
yeah.
acknowledge or just talk about. And I guess Londi breaks down and I guess, that's the moment that maybe Londi was waiting for, because just to understand better. Because I think she didn't like that's why they can't force her to apologize. She doesn't understand what the situation is. Like, what am I apologizing for or about?
No, honestly, kudos to Nonko for being vulnerable because I mean, like
Yeah,
the amazing thing about being vulnerable and that's like not that you do it on purpose, but once you open up, you start realizing that like, oh damn, I'm actually not alone in this. Like other people can relate. Or, like Sorisha was able to relate with her brother, Londi was able to relate with her sister, and
yeah,
like you also feel like you can understand a person a bit more and like understand why Nonku is the way she is, and someone can have
yes,
more patience for you. So yeah, no,
yes.
big ups to her. Like that was a
I mean,
beautiful scene.
really different season this year, and I think next season is going to be another like a different side to Nonku, like maybe a much softer side. I think that we're gonna get now that we
Mm,
understand her better. I think people gonna like relate to her differently. I
mm,
think it's gonna be
mm.
a new season for her. But Annie and her ITM, this is what pissed me off. She's like, we started off on a high note, but we ended off on a low note. And I was like, Annie, you started it. You started off with the petrol conversation. Like, ma'am, you started the shit. Like, we talking about starting on a high
Mm.
note. You're the one that took the conversation left when you started off with petrol.
And
Like,
I don't know if she meant it in a good way or a bad way when she's like, "Oh, we start off on a high note, then we went deep, deep, deep." I was like, are
in a
you?
bad.
Yeah, I don't know if she meant that's in a good way or a bad way. I was a bit confused about that.
Londi takes Nonku aside and she just talks about her sister's passing, and I guess her sister also struggled with mental health. And I was like, thanks to Londi for obviously opening up, and I think also just taking Nonku aside, just like
Mm,
pulling it aside. It doesn't have to be a group conversation. Just like, I understand you, I can definitely understand what you're going through. My sister went through something similar, and I wish
mm,
that I could have been there, more for her. And then Londi just like, I'm sincerely just really apologize. Um,
mm,
for everything. And I think for Londi, now that she understands Nonku better, I think with her sister, she's like, I don't want to disappoint anybody or disappoint anyone, because she's like, I'm not listening or paying attention, because maybe that's what she was missing with her sister. She wasn't able to maybe pick up the cues that maybe something wasn't okay or her sister was struggling. So I think she's now
mm, mm,
putting that on Nonku, just thinking, I don't want to now also be like that, not pay attention, not listen, when you're going through something. I don't want to disappoint you in that way. So shout out to Londi for obviously opening up and sharing that story
mm,
about her sister passing.
mm.
And she understands
I
Nonku
also
better.
found it
Now
very
she can
interesting.
apologize.
Yeah, yeah, I found it very interesting. She said that like she feels like she's disconnecting from La Conto. Like the
Yes.
more things start coming out, the more she feels like she's actually disconnecting from her, and she's not as close to her as she thought she was. I was like, oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, because it looks like with Londi and like Congo, it looks like Congo's been calling Londi, having 1 hour, 2 hour conversations about petal. So obviously, yeah, I mean it's understandable. Then maybe it's like how now we're not getting the right information. Somebody's hearing friend, I'm hearing something different. Can the
Mm,
things connect? So
mm,
it's a huge
mm,
topic this season. We've moved on from, I guess, Nonku being the center of things, right? Now the big focus is
mhm.
Lassie, and can everybody trust her or not? Like, can we trust her or not? Do we know anything about this person? Is she willing to
Right.
open up and share anything with us? And at this point, it's a hard no from everybody except for Mabusi. So I'm not gonna lie to you, this conversation where Annie's teacher called her, I said, Annie, you're just embarrassing yourself on this conversation. I don't know why the
Oh,
teacher actually called in the first place.
oh, it was so bad. Like Annie butchered that Zulu. She butchered it. I was just like, can we stop, please? Can we just let go of the storyline? Can we just edit it out of the season?
You hate to see it. I was like, we're done now with Zulu. We're so over it. I don't want to see it next season, the
Was so
storyline again.
because She really doesn't want to put in any effort. And you know what? That's fine. It's her life. Like we
Yeah.
can't now be looking at her sideways.
Yeah.
It's really her life. It's her decision.
And full stop. Honestly, let let
Mm.
this let's dead the storyline now. Let's dead it. It's been okay. It's been cute. We tried, but then when she invited JoJo to the lessons, it was just embarrassing. Like we're okay now. We're
We're
okay.
fine. Well,
Well,
thanks.
no, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. It's the next day, and Mabusi and Lassie are having a chat. Meanwhile, also the ladies are also meeting up to talk. Londi calls a meeting. So we sort of start off with Mabusi and Lassie. Basically, if Lassie just feels like she doesn't feel like she was attacked. Kudos to her. I don't think she really cares for the ladies. I don't think she cares about what they think about her. That's why she's great for the show, I guess. If you have that kind of like I don't care attitude or whatever, you have a pretty thick skin, and she feels like she wasn't
Mm.
attacked by the ladies. She feels like she doesn't have to explain herself or her side of the story, or she feels like she can't explain her side of the story. I think what the problem is that when she said that they were friends, she wanted people just to accept it and move on. But it's like, nah, not everybody has heard that same story, so we can't just accept that side only, you know? Because now other people have heard friends, others are
Literally,
hearing.
I don't give it. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Say what you say.
Oh, I was saying, like the tricky part is that like while it's good to have this like I don't give a f kind of like attitude,
Yeah,
like with the ladies, it's still tricky because if you're not on good terms with most of the ladies, they're talking about her and the way she walked away, it almost seems as if they were like, is this like Concourse last season? Like that's how it gave me that kind of attitude.
that's true. That's true. Because I mean, I think it's like,
Mm.
unfortunately, you're in the situation of the people that you work with, but also you're in a show, and you're gonna have to open up. Like, you're gonna tell us something. You can't just cut people off. That's what happened with Nene Leaks, especially that one reunion where she was just very like laissez-faire about everything and just didn't care. We didn't see her after that.
Mm.
We didn't see her after that,
Mm.
guys.
Mhm. Mhm.
But
Mhm.
Leslie feels like the ladies
And
have a
now
sense
and
of
now and now now Nini is claiming that like Andy was abusing her. Hey. Like I don't know if you've been seeing the recent rumors, but she's been saying, hey, Andy has been abusing her, whatever, whatever. I was like, how, ma'am? Not the same person who put you on the pedestal that you are on now. Now you're busy saying bad things about him. Yeah. But anyway, sorry to
Also, she was
digress.
also coming for Candy as well, like saying that Candy stole her spin-off ideas, and I was like, and then saying Candy also has been like trying to blackball from Nini having her own spin-off. I was like, there's too many things here.
No, please, please. We all know that if Nini wanted a spin-off, Andy would have given it to her. Like Nini over Candy, he wouldn't have hesitated.
Yeah, he really wouldn't have. He wouldn't have.
Mm.
So yeah, Mabusi and Lassie are having their chat. Meanwhile, the Londi has called the ladies, I guess, for some foot massages and stuff like that. But it looks like they've separated Mabusi and Lassie from everybody else so that the ladies can speak honestly and basically how everyone is feeling uncomfortable with La Conquer at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nonku's just saying that she feels like, well, I guess I don't know, maybe I think Nonku's also feeling like how my issue was a group thing, right? It was a group discussion, so Vele we
Mm.
must treat it in the same manner. But then Nonku does say that she feels like Lassie shuts down, and that's what happened. Even after when they confronted her at the end of the episode, she shut down again and
Mm.
just left. And she like shut down and is like,
Mm.
"Oh, I'm done. I don't want to talk about this anymore." And the ladies feel like they
Mm.
just don't know her at all. So I mean, I guess
Mm.
I wish we started off this Lassie thing like in this manner because now I understand it better. Because
Yes.
before, it
Yes.
just sounded like it was about petrol and is he real or not. Now I'm like, oh, she's telling two different stories. You guys don't know her that well. You want to get to know her, but she doesn't want to open up. Now I'm like, this makes a lot of sense. Okay, now I can
Mm.
maybe be on your team or not. But before,
Mm.
it just seems so child that I couldn't understand
Mm.
what the real issue was. But now I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know.
So
This like it feels like this could be like Contour's last season. Honestly,
I don't think so.
is it? You think she'll come back?
I don't think so. I think she'll come back.
Because remember, for her to come back, she'll have to now make amends with like at least most of the ladies. She doesn't have to be on good terms with all of them, but at least
Yeah,
with
but
most of them, because they'll have to want to film with her. Like producers
Yes, no,
can't
no,
force
true.
everyone to perform with them.
I think, I think, I think this is like the being on the show has been a huge boost for her career. I don't think she's gonna leave it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
if that means she must fake it till she makes it, I think she's gonna do it.
Mm,
I think she will. But Toby Lay's added her 2 cents, and she feels like Concord is just holding back. And Annie feels like Lassie is just lying to them completely, just lying, and she wants to understand why are you lying. So the ladies feel that they need to address Lassie and like a round table discussion thing. The issue with like things like that, it comes off as if you're being attacked or being ganged up on, right? It's not a nice feeling. Even if it's
mm,
valid or people are coming from a place of concern, it doesn't feel good if you're on the receiving end and you're not ready to hear what other people have to say. Like it doesn't feel nice. Let's be honest. So those are the
I
issues with
agree.
like that kind of like as much as yes, the ladies are coming from maybe a good place or not a good, we don't know, but it doesn't feel nice to the person that's going to be on the receiving end, and it's hard for that person now to be receptive to what you're saying and have like an open conversation if you feel like there's no one on your side,
True,
you know.
true. Yeah.
But then they've decided that if Lassie decides to walk away, they're going to call it a day and be done with it and not bring it up again. Like if she doesn't want to, I guess, actually deal with the issue, then we're done. We're not going to talk about this again, which I can appreciate.
Mm.
I'm like, at least you're not going to beat a dead horse. You can't. Every time we see her, we can't keep talking about Petal and are you lying or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
That,
Pets will be a non-factor after this.
bruh. Well, then Petal must show up at the bloody reunion.
Pets will not show up. He must sit behind La Conco in part two.
Exactly. Exactly. Part two. We want to see him at the behind her, and then he must have his own little segment. At least so we can put this to rest for real, for real, for real. Let's talk about it one more time. If she did that, I'd be like, she's a
you
goat.
know.
I'd be like, if she honestly she did that, she's a goat. I'd be like, when are you
But I
actually here
feel,
to
but I
play the
feel like
game?
she honestly isn't. She
Yeah, she's
honestly
not.
isn't. Yeah.
You hate to see it. But even if it's just your friend, bring your friend on the show then. Let's clarify. Is he your friend?
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Also, then
What
we can
is it,
tell your
man?
friend. You can also tell your friend, hey, you drive such a nice car. We liked your BMW, what, iX or whatever
You
it
know?
is.
Tell
Hey,
us more about your roommates.
exactly. Tell us, are you looking for a roommate? What is the criteria for your roof? What are what kind of roommate are you looking for? What's your ideal roommate? Tell us. But anyway, we're at the final dinner, spiciest part of the night. Final dinner at this rooftop tower place. The ladies are welcomed, and Londi performs. Londi London performs. Annie says that I have a surprise for all
Finally.
of you, and she performs. I don't know what song she performed because all of a sudden they just jiggy jiggy. They cut into O Msindisi. I was like, how? Jojo asked her to sing that song also. Did you hear her voice? I didn't hear her voice very clearly, but she does have pipes.
She does
You
have
know.
pipes, yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, I think I wish we could have heard like more of her singing, but because
Mm.
thing is, even if you play the Spotify song, it could just be auto tune anyway. I wanted to hear her sing live.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, you want to. I want
And
like. I
it's
need.
it's funny that like it's funny that we actually finally saw her perform because part of her title intro thingy when she says that like it's been a long road, but these curves what. Like you see her singing, and I was actually saying to my parents, I'm like, how are we actually gonna see this woman sing? Like we see her singing in the intro, but we haven't heard her sing at all. So I'm glad that she picked up that mic and
True.
she sang a note.
This is show to like promote what you've got going on besides like being on the show. Like, what do you do for a living and promoting that? So,
Mm.
I honestly it would have been nice to see her perform earlier, but I got where JoJo was coming from. I would have been pissed off too. I'm so sorry. After you cancel on me hours before my event, and he asked you to perform, and then you're so quick to get up on stage and sing. Oh no, no, no! I would have been pissed off. No way. I got where JoJo was coming from. I would have been angry as well.
She said, oh, so you can sing. Okay, that's
You can
nice.
sing. No, but then Jojo asked a valid question. Was there a difference between my event and Annie's? And I think, if we're being honest, is because Annie and Londi are friends, and that's honestly where I think why Londi said yes. Her and Annie are friends.
Mm.
she said that she had something ready for this event. What was the difference? We still don't know what the difference was. She's not clarifying. The difference of the real tea is that they're
Mm,
not friends. We're not that close. I don't owe you anything. That's the real tea.
damn. Damn.
I don't owe you anything. And you can see Jojo is visibly upset the whole night. I think it just sent her off. Like she was just not, like she held on to it. Even while the
Right.
days were dancing, right? Even while the days were dancing, she was upset. I said, yo, you are, yeah, you are feeling it. I said, the white woman in you is not letting this go. Not letting this go at all.
Ooh,
So Jojo pulls Nonku aside. He's like, I just want to talk to you about what's upsetting me. Shane, poor Nonku's like, is it me again? Did I do something? Nonku's always like used to being in the center of shit. She honestly thought it was her. She's like, did I do something? She's always at the center of stuff. Shame, Nonku, girl, it
mm.
wasn't you this time. Don't worry, girl, it wasn't you. But in my notes, I just literally wrote you, Jojo, just get over it now. Like, get over it. Like, just move on, girl. Move on. Like, she didn't want to perform at your Jochela. It is what it is now. Like, what are we gonna do?
Nothing can be done, honestly.
Nothing
But
can
you
be
know what? I
done.
feel like these tears are it's part of her criteria now. We should
Yeah,
expect
no,
it.
no, she's been crying a lot. She's been crying a lot, and we still don't see tears. She's always upset, but there's nothing coming down her, coming out of her eyes. She's always upset. Why is she always upset? And she's always betrayed. And every time it's for tears, it's for tears, it's for tears. At least cry. Give us something. At least if you're gonna show up for the camera, at least show up.
Yeah. And
Show up
Lala
and show
Tonto
up.
she was not feeling the event at all. The entire time she was just not about it.
Guys, everybody was just pissed off.
She was
People
just
were
like,
feeling,
when are we done shooting? Are we done yet?
done. Can I go home?
Is it knock-off time?
Well, Londi pulls Mabusi aside, and Londi's just basically like, I want to know what side Mabusi is on. And I think we know Mabusi's on like Conco's side. I mean, I'm still a little bit skeptical about that, just after everything that
Mm.
happened afterwards. But she's like, what side are you on? And I like how Mabusi put it. I think she's like, let him just be easy on Lassie, be easy on her, because maybe she also doesn't know where she stands with this person. I was like,
Mm.
there's
Mm.
a real friend coming out and just saying, guys, just take it easy. Maybe she also just doesn't know where she stands with this person, what she means to this person. Maybe she's also trying to figure it out. But I guess on the other side, it's like, but why did you keep talking about him and flaunting it in our faces?
Yeah. That's actually very true. Maybe in the beginning she was like, a bit love blind and she got a bit excited.
Mm.
And then later on she realized, actually, I think I need to define properly what this is before I'm saying in the chimeras that this is my man.
So yeah, I guess, and that's what and the thing is, I already know now. She's not gonna clarify it at the reunion. She's gonna probably be shut down. She's gonna shut down as on the reunion and not give us answers that we're looking for.
Mm, mm.
Probably gonna do the same thing.
True, true.
She's probably gonna do
This
the
is all
same.
going round about the issue, round about the issue. Just tell us the truth. Just also there's nothing wrong with saying that, like, I got a bit excited in the beginning. I thought that this was something a lot more than what it was, and I got carried away. That's fine. That's human. Guess what? We're
True.
all human and we all understand it. Instead of like just
Exactly.
saying no, we're friends and we've always been friends, because then it's like, okay, but this poor man who came with the flowers from Knit Florist and had to walk slowly the whole time. What about him?
What about him? What about his feelings?
Yes.
What about his feelings? No, it's true, because maybe this man maybe dribbled her a little bit, and that's okay too. Like, nobody wants to admit to
And
that,
that's
maybe, but it's
okay.
like,
Yeah.
now you're on TV, now you're gonna have to talk about it. Sorry,
It's part of life.
part of life.
Hmm.
So now the ladies are sitting down and then decide to go back. They say they call it a confessions game because now they want to know who asked those questions. And shout out to Mabusi. Mabusi's been carrying the season on her back. Every scene, every episode that she's a part of, she's carrying it. Because Mabusi, up front, she's like, I have the questions here. I know what I asked. Oh, that's my queen.
I've
She had no
got them written
shame.
down even.
Mabusi, she asked, and then Tobile, even before Mabusi confesses, Tobile is visibly just, she's like, I don't want to know who asked like
Oh,
the question about me. Like, I don't want
so
it. And I was
bored.
like, boring. Girl, nobody asked you
So
then.
bored. Yo,
She's like, I don't know how
we're
I
not seeing in
feel
season
about
three. We're
knowing.
really not.
Well, not. She's not coming back. She's not coming back. There's no way. If she
Mm-mm.
comes back, I'll be shook.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So it looks like damages for Nonku that came from Mabusi. We obviously
Mm-hmm.
know the Jojo question came from Mabusi as well. Would you have married Uncle Viv if he wasn't rich? That was for Sarisha. That came from Mabusi as well. If you were single, Jojo, will you marry outside of your race? Why was Jojo so visibly upset about that question? I don't get it.
Mm. Mm.
He was like, I'm such like it's fucked up. It's rude. It's rude. I'm just and I was like, girl, why are you so upset? You just hate Mabusi. You genuinely just hate Mabusi.
No,
And
it's
in
because
this
you know
moment,
what? White people are scared of being called racist. That's why they're scared of that
that's
thing. The
true.
R word. The R word is it's danger to them. Ingozi,
Very
gevaar.
dangerous. But Kafar. And like, I'm not gonna lie to you. In terms of race relations, JoJo is not making it any easier for white people since being on the show. Because her issue with Mabusi, she needs to really clarify what it is. What is it? Like, what is it?
What is it, man?
Like, what is it? No, because it's just like what is the problem? Because and also
Mm.
and this is when I think I realized that I think she puts ever since that that scene where Londi when Londi cancelled her and she threw her phone, I was like, this was putting on for the camera. And it felt like in this moment too, getting so upset about such a simple question, like that. Then she gets visibly upset, and then she's like just fucked up and rude, and then you want to throw like you know what I mean, like all I think like I was like now when are you acting up for the cameras and it's not looking good now? Like we can see, but we can we're not stupid. We're not stupid.
Mm. No
It
lie, I
felt
was
like she
kind
was
of
just going.
living when she threw that water. I was living. Even when she said it
Yes,
was
we're living. We're
accidental.
living. No, it
I was
wasn't.
like, accidental.
Man, that was a lie.
No way, man. Your hand
Man,
just had a knee-jerk reaction.
lies. So before we get to that explosive moment, Nonku's like, guys, there's a big elephant in the room. And look at Nonku taking charge. Look at Nonku taking charge and saying, let me lead the group. I'm used to being in the middle of this shit. Now it's not me, but
Mm.
let's talk about this. And I think she approached Lassie the right way. I think she was gentle with it.
Yeah,
She was
yes.
she didn't say anything that was, calling her out or any kind of way. Like I think she was just like how she's like, we just want to understand you more. We want to know about Petal. Um because every time
Look
we
at
do
Nonko having this redemption arc. We love to see it. We love to
she's
see
like
it.
every time you talk about, Petal, you wanna you just close yourself off,
Mm.
um like what is it? Like we just want to understand better and get to know you more. And like I don't know you.
Mm.
I want to know and understand Nonkanyiso. So Lassie's like,
Mm.
she's like, I said what I said. I'm not going to repeat myself. I said that Petal is my mate, and that's it. I said what I said. Then she was like, Jojo, do you have anything to say to me? I was like, yes. I said, this is it. I said, ask her. I would have done the same thing too. Because after you spreading the information, don't you have anything to say? Because you were quick to tell your friend you're gay. So come tell me to my face.
To
Come tell
spread
me
the
to my face.
rumors.
Yeah, because she
True,
was quick to
true.
spread the rumor.
Mm.
Come on, nah, come on, guys.
But it seemed like the other
Uh,
ladies didn't enjoy it. They were like, why is she asking everyone one by one and she's trying to intimidate people? And she
yes,
does
that's what
she did have like a very intimidating like air about it, I'm not gonna lie. But I was living. But the popcorn,
same.
the imaginary popcorn was going into my mouth. And I was like, yes.
One, ask them one by one. Because Toby
Ask
does say she's like
them one by one.
she feels like Lassie is trying to intimidate the other ladies, and Jojo says that she told Annie in confidence about everything. And then Lassie, I literally wrote this down verbatim. In her ITM, she says, this is clearly a hot topic for them. But one thing I can say about myself, if you're a woman that's got issues and not content, my presence will
With my
definitely puzzle
presence,
you.
puzzle you.
There we go.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
yeah.
That's a
She
line.
said, that's a lie. Hey, I wrote verbatim, I wrote it. I paused, I said, let me write this thing. No way. No way. I said, this one, come through. So Londi also chimes in. She's like, I'm also confused. Like, she's like, we know, we have conversations, we've had conversations, and Londi's like, I don't have time for me talking to you for 1 hour, 2 hours, like about this
Yay.
thing. Because like things just don't add up at all. And we've had such
Mm,
long conversations. And to the group, he's your friend, but to me, you're telling me one thing. And that's really the tea here. I think we can talk about the ladies maybe wanting to probe about Petal's, none of their business. That's not. But Lassie brought him into the group She's now telling the ladies
Mm,
different things. So now if you're telling conflicting stories, people are gonna want the truth.
mm, mm.
I mean, it's
I
just
mean, now
natural.
you're saying, how do you go from in-laws to friends? Like, what is it?
Yes. Let's talk about it.
We're
Let's
driving
talk
each
about
other's
it.
cars.
But honestly, if we're being honest, Lassie does not seem interested in this conversation at all. She's just like she shut down. She shut down. She shut off. She's
Oh,
not in. She's not even there. She's not even
she was
there.
Summer Walker over it. Summer Walker over it, man.
So Mabusi obviously says that she has nothing to say, which I did not like that. She should have said something while Homegirl was there. While Lassie was there, defend your friend or say what you have to say. Whatever you said to Londi, say the same thing. Like have
But
that
because
same energy.
Mabusi wants to be holding that Nobkiri. And she knows, she's like, if I stick with Lassie, I don't know if I'll come back season 3. I mean, I'm tired of being a friend. I want to be a housewife now. If it means that I must throw Lassie to the bushes, sorry, ma'am. If I must throw her to the valley of the waves, I'm sorry. But I need to be there next season.
Listen, but she should have defended her friend because okay, so fine. Lassie says she's or spoken once. She's not gonna say anything again. She's like, are you ladies done? And she goes. And Toby is even like, I'm not even surprised that she's left. She did what we thought she was gonna do. In
Mm,
any case, but then Mabusi, as soon as Lassie goes, Mabusi's like, guys, I want to say something. Latonto's my friend. So why didn't you say something when she was still there if she's your mate? Why you wait for her to leave?
mm,
Like, let's talk. Like, if we want to talk about loyalty and like friendships and things like that, like, why did you wait for her to go?
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good
Why? Why did
point.
you wait for
Yeah.
her to go then for you to have a lot to say about it? But anyway, Mabusi starts talking and the ladies just cut her
True.
off. They were like, we don't have to say, hey, we don't want to hear. Ah, Jojo, obviously the biggest Mabusi hater to ever exist in the world. Listen, they end up going back and forth, and Mabusi's like, don't be a spoiled brat. Don't cut me off like that. Don't tell me to shut up. Ah, then Jojo's like, shut up. Oh, that would have sent me. I just told you don't tell me to shut up, and then you say shut up. Yo.
Would
Someone
it
is
have set
catching
you all
that.
the way off?
It would have. Because I just told you now, don't tell me to shut up, and then you say shut up like in a petty way. It's like, it's like when someone goes, yeah, then you go, yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like, that would have pissed me off. No way. I say, don't tell me shut up, and then you say shut up. Ah, come on. It's like saying, don't call me a bitch. Don't call me out my name, then you go, bitch.
Yeah, true.
Same
True.
thing.
Mm, mm.
When Jojo gets up and she's like, I'm done. Then she threw the water on her. Let's be clear. This is the end of story. She threw the
She,
water on her.
I cannot believe she did that.
It did
I
not flip.
was shook. Shook.
Mm,
I was like, what? And then in the ITM, she says it was accidental. I'm like,
lies,
accidental, ma'am. We saw that. They even
lies,
said slow motion.
lies. No,
You don't
because
even
by the
didn't slow
time
motion it for us. We have PVR. We can slow motion it for ourselves. We saw that.
the only reason why I said that in her ITM is because by the time they shot that interview, obviously months had gone by or whatever, a week has gone by, whatever. Either way, it was afterwards. Now she
Yeah.
probably was realizing that the optics probably look bad. You can't take it back
Mm.
now. You can't say I
You
wish I didn't
can't.
do it. What do you mean you wish you didn't do it? You didn't do it. And that was mad disrespectful. And my boss is like, you don't know me. I grew up in Lamontville. I know how to fight. I said, tell her. Tell her.
Hey.
Shout out to Lamontville. Shout out to the people in Lamontville. You guys know how to fight because you have a queen representing all of you.
Yo. She's like, don't mess with me. Please don't. Don't.
So in her head, she's like, but Mabusi was being rude to me, and it kind of, in her head, I guess, justified her doing that. And shame, poor Jojo, she really thought that the woman were gonna have her back. And even Londi said Jojo did it because she thought that we were gonna back her up. Ah, none of the women, none of them were here for it. Not a
You know,
single one
I'm very interested in like why she reacted the way she did. And I was starting to
did.
think maybe it's something about Mabusi triggers her, way she was reacting at her, and like that was just her natural instinct to react that way. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. I'm looking forward to like hearing what she's gonna say in the reunion. But I honestly
Yeah.
think that she was triggered and like her acting like that was out of character. I don't know. I'd like to believe it was out of character because like she hasn't acted like this before, you know?
Mm. I think she was doing it for the cameras personally. I
Hmm.
honestly feel like she was doing it for the
Okay.
cameras. And I think
Okay.
when the ladies didn't back her up, because the ladies were very clear, and I appreciate it about all the women, like, that's what we're not gonna do in this group. We're not gonna physically assault, like, we're not gonna fight. like that when you're throwing things on other people. Let's be clear, because none of the women wanted them to do it, or like to be done to them in any case, and wouldn't do it to somebody else. So now when you're seeing it happen, it's like, why would you do that? And she's like, no, but she's also rude to me. Now the ladies are all calling her out. Now she's crying because nobody has her back. And she's like, but if this was any of you guys, I would have defended you. So we can't defend bad behavior. I'm so sorry, we
We
can't.
can't defend bad behavior. I'm sorry. Yeah, that
Shout
was a
out to
bit
all the women,
ridiculous. Like,
honestly.
no
Like
matter what,
it's great
I must
for
defend that
TV.
behavior. No.
It's great for TV because none of us expected that shit. But let me tell you something: all the women were not having it, and Londi was right. She really Jojo thought she had backup when she did it. She thought that people were going to be like, yeah, Vele, do that to her. Meanwhile, none of them were here for it. And I love what Annie said when she was walking away. It's like, she's like, Jojo, if I had done something like that, or I'm acting out of character, and I would have want my friends to call me out and reel me back in. And she was right. At least they say, and she didn't want to hear it. And she didn't want to hear it. And I was like, that shit, nobody's going to defend that shit. And I
That
think
was it was very
Jojo
weird.
has realized, I think she realized online because she put something on her Instagram.
Ooh, did she
Um,
make a notes
saying,
apology?
no,
She
she
wrote
didn't make
some
a.
notes to apologize.
No, she didn't write on notes, but she wrote an apology. She wrote something on like, "Oh, people are freaking out about this small fight. Meanwhile, this is happening in Durban." And then she removed that post. Quick fast. It didn't last
Ah,
longer
did
than
she?
a day.
Was she saying? Meanwhile, floods are happening while people are freaking out about this fight. Is that what you're saying?
Small fight. Yeah, it's like this. He's like this small girl fight. Yes, and then she removed it because I went back to see if she said anything, but I think she got backlash. No way. People are not going to
Jojo.
defend behavior.
And watch reunion. She's going to apologize with
Oh
fake
yes,
tears coming
she's
out.
written a
Watch.
post. She's written a post, you guys. She written a post. She's having a bad day doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a human. I don't always make the right decisions, but then again, I don't always make the worst ones too. I don't do everything right, and I also don't do everything wrong. No one is perfect, but understand that there's always a lot more to the story that you might not have seen. Have a beautiful Easter. Be kind and help those who are in need this week following the devastating floods in
Stop.
KZN.
Stop.
Stop.
Stop. Don't try and
Stop.
distract us with what's happening with the KZN floods. Like, yes, that is extremely sad and that is extremely disheartening. But don't try and distract. Please, just say that I'm human, I made a mistake, and just say
And
that, please.
there's nothing to justify what you did. Nothing to justify what you did. Don't tell us that there's a lot more to the story that we might not have seen. What's more
You
to see?
don't come here linking the gift of the givers thingy bank details
Oh,
afterwards. Please don't do that. Don't do that
to
thing.
see, because she's like, there's a lot more to the story that you might not have seen. So what is there more to see to justify that you threw water in someone? Like, tell us. Then
Please tell us, because
tell
at the
us.
end of the day, like you still asked now to see if her handbags are fake or not. So you were just as messy as she
Exactly.
was being messy.
It's like the difference between her and Mabusi is that she didn't put her hands on you, and she could have.
And
Because
Mabusi
don't
also
start
owns
those
it.
things. Exactly. My pussy said I can fight. And I always say, don't start with people that can actually throw hands. And then you're scared. Now the little white girl in you is is
It's
now like, oh
shivering.
shit. Oh, she was shivering. She really was shivering. You could see. She didn't know what she had started. She didn't know what she had started. I know.
Gosh.
I know. But anyway, what did you think? I mean, that's the end of the season. Looks like we're gonna wait for the reunion. But what did you think, friend?
I loved it. I honestly loved this episode. And I'm so disappointed that we didn't like another week, episode or two of them debriefing everything that had
Mm,
happened. It's like, how this is the end. That's it. But I mean, at least we'll get a
I agree.
reunion. So we can be happy for that.
Yeah. Yeah, because it would have been nice to get at least another episode just talking about what happened and like actually calling out JoJo and like correcting her and seeing how she actually really reacts to like the woman just clearly not being on her side.
Mm,
They really
mm,
went on her
mm.
side.
They really were, shame.
She was
But
never ready. The white woman her was so confused.
I think a rating for the episode, I'm gonna definitely give it a 9.
Yeah.
Um, no, I'm gonna give it an 8.5 for points, because I realized the point between Mabusi and Lakonto having the ladies having discussing like what happened to Lakonto and the Valley of the Waves. There was no like, oh, this is a new day. I didn't know it was a new day. I thought it was
Oh,
still the same day. And if
okay,
someone
good.
didn't say what happened yesterday, I wouldn't have realized. And it's again this thing of like production issues. Like, can we at least see a sunset
Yeah.
and the sun go up to know that it's a new day? Like, that's all that we need to see. So just production
Mm,
issues aside, half a mark, but I'll give it an 8.5. It was great.
nice. Nice. No, I hear you. I
Yeah.
hear you. They definitely need to work on that for next season for sure. Like it needs to get way better because it was so all over the
Mm.
place. Like we don't know we don't know what day it is. Then we also think that everything's on the same day. Then also cutting off the scenes like just blackout, like it's load shedding. Like like they need to like work on like the transitions needs to be so much better between like
Facts, facts.
episodes or like days or whatever. Like sorry, between scenes and stuff. So, but I think yeah, for me, I'm gonna give this episode a 9. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a
Okay.
9. Yeah, because
Okay.
I really listen. They really like in terms of a finale, they really were trying to conclude certain things here. They were like, we're gonna talk about this petrol thing. We're gonna sort out this lassie thing. We need to
Mm.
understand better. Then Jojo and Mabusi decided to conclude their beef and take it to the top. People were throwing water. Not a fan of it, but it's great TV and it's gonna make for a very nice reunion because someone's gonna have to answer for their actions.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And
you can
shout out to
understand.
Annie for being the villain that we needed.
Thanks. Huge shout out to Annie. I know she did it. So I'm gonna give this episode a 9, man. And how do you feel about the overall season though? Like, what would you give a rating for the season?
Overall, I will give it I wanna say 0.8 because they were like in the beginning it was a bit slow, but then it did pick
Mm,
up towards the end. Definitely picked
that's
up towards
true.
the end. So I'll give it a 7.8. Not an 8,
Okay,
but good enough. Yeah.
but good enough. Yeah, yeah. No, no, yeah. I
Yeah.
think you're
Yeah.
giving me right. It took a while to like pick up and actually get to like what the real drama is, because only to find out that the real center of the center is obviously Annie being herself, but also Petal and obviously Mabusi and things. So it's like that took a while to get there, and that's why I think maybe we
Mm.
feel like there needs to be another episode after this because it just feels like we just feels like we just got into the drama.
Mm. Mm.
It feels like we
Mm.
just got into it, and now it's like just like that.
The end.
It's
Also, I
like
mean, yeah, also like the fact that like Tobile was a housewife. Yeah, that was confusing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I forgot. She's not gonna come back next season. She's not coming back
Yeah.
next season. Yeah.
Unfortunately, because we were so happy, we were so excited that she's like on the show, but in
And do you think they
retrospect,
should add somebody, or should they just get Mabusi out, sorry, Tobila out, and then you don't have to replace? I don't think they need to replace her, to be honest.
I would like to replace her with someone who can give Sorisha a run for her money, someone who's willing to like press Sorisha's
What
buttons.
do you-
But at the end of the day, I'd also be happy with the cast without Tobile and with Mabusi as a full-time
Oh yes,
housewife.
yes, sorry, Mabusi, yes, sorry, yes, Mabusi is gonna replace Tobile, yes. What's
Mm,
gonna happen. It needs to
mm,
happen. They need to just because there's no way they're not seeing our tweets, the way people are talking about Mabusi, the way she's carried the season. Unless and the only other reason maybe why if she doesn't come back as a housewife next season is because she's declined it. Because don't forget, to be a
yeah.
housewife, now you have to divulge your life. We're in your home. We are in your life. We need to know more about you. Like it's completely being a friend of the show. You just come in and out. That's it. We don't expect much from you at all.
Mm,
But obviously,
mm,
Mabusi
mm.
is going above and beyond duty. Going above and beyond. But yeah, I think I'm gonna join you there. I'm gonna give it a 7.8 as well. Like, yeah, I agree with all your points. That yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But it's been a good season,
Thank
Shane.
you. Thank you.
Well done
I
for
do
joining.
I do bring up good points. Thanks.
Well, guys, you let us know your ratings down below in the comments. Slide into our DMs. But we also are still reviewing the Real House of Lagos at the moment. So if you'd love to be part of any of our reviews, let us know. But also, if you'd love to review the reunion for Durban with us, slide into our DMs and let us know, and we'll make it happen for sure. We love to engage, and just because we're just regular people like you guys, just reviewing these shows. So let's do it together. We're all
Yeah.
here. We all have opinions about this, many
Please,
opinions.
please.
And we will see you guys on episode 96 or the Real House of Lego season 1, episode 2. So see you guys next time.
Yes, bye.
Yes.